Ever glance at the old cameras your grandparents have in the attic, just sitting there collecting dust? Ever wonder what it's like to hold that old dinosaur in your hands and consider gaining the knowledge on how to use it? Do you ever wonder how these old cameras are significant in history prior to the technological cameras we use today? Or are you just considering these questions now? Well, no better place to find the answer than in PV photography class. PV photography class not only teaches a little history about the camera's evolution, but it teaches the students how to use old film cameras like the Minolta, where you're taking pictures in black and white.
When I first walked into Photography 1, I didn't know much about photography in general. Never heard about a darkroom. Didn't even know what it was called, what that was.
I've been surrounded by people who love photography, so I thought maybe I should try it.
Students begin the class by learning how to use old cameras from different brands that were famous back then, some even to this day. Most of them are brands students never heard of. They start the year with the basics of taking a picture using a 35mm film.
You have to put the film in, you have to change some settings and all these other stuff, and when you print you have to work in the darkroom. It's a longer process.
Students learn to take the rolls of film and put them to life in the darkroom.
They bump into the wall a lot, they bump into each other a lot, and their eyes don't adjust right away. They can't see anything for a couple of minutes when we first start out, but then after we've been in there for about a month, their eyes adjust very quickly and they move around freely, and they're used to the low light.
Then, in the second half of the year, learn how to take pictures with a wider variety of colors using the digital SLR cameras.
The DSLR cameras are just point shoots, one button and then you're done.
Well, the Photo 2 and Photo 3 students, the AP kids, are allowed to use the DSLR, and some of the kids are reluctant to because it's such a big tool, it's very expensive, they have to be really responsible with it. But once they've used it, they love it so much they don't want to use a point and shoot, and they'll get mad at each other if they don't bring it back so that they can borrow it, because we only have 3 of them. They love shooting with the DSLR.
Students complete the pictures they take on the digital SLR cameras by plugging in a USB and taking the picture past its broad form and making it into something more in the Photoshop software on the computers supplied throughout the classroom.
For digital editing of all our pictures, we use Adobe Photoshop Creative Suite 6. The Creative Cloud version is out, and some of the computers in the building have it, but our computers are a little older, so they can't handle the size of the Creative Cloud, which is fine because I love CS6.
The students of the photography classes are very impressed with the content they're being taught in the class and learning so fast in such a short time.
I know how to develop film and print pictures and work just in the darkroom in general, and now we're working on other cameras too, like the newer kind. So it's really fun, and now we know more and I know more about photography and just in general.
I have kids who will do texture studies when they see a tree, so they'll do a macro shot of the picture, zoom in real tight on the bark so you can't even tell what tree it is. Or I'll have kids who would like to shoot the whole tree and then manipulate the picture in the darkroom. Another kid can take the same kind of picture and manipulate it a different way digitally. So they could all be shooting the same tree, but different kids will apply something different to it.
By the end of the year, each student have already made their own collection of beautiful pieces of art. Join photography class. Prepare for your imagination to click.